let's join the episode called Dance of the Dead in the series called The Prisoner, primarily shown 1967 to 1968 in Great Britain.
Should you be doing this in the hospital?
Now that's a very good question. The location of what is about to be done is questionable. Hey, stop and think. Is it possible that something of a similar type nature could be occurring in one in your area? I can't be too specific, but it is a good question that's being asked in 1967.
I know what I'm doing. What about number 2? Has it been agreed? I'll take the responsibility. If we wait for orders, we'll never get results. I hope you do know what you're doing. They always do that, don't worry. He'll be all right in a moment. You know the instructions about number 6. If any damage is done to him, we won't be able... Before that happens.
Okay, the one in front of you is called number 6. That's Patrick McGowan. And he is in the village. Basically, the village is a prison. And everybody in the village conforms to what they want them to think and do. Now, if you notice, the device that's on his head is a lot like the 2 pillars in the Masonic system. And the reason there are 2 pillars in the Masonic system is because it's dualism. And the reason it's dualism is it's basically the heart of all what are called mystery religions. That is, religions based in the occult. Occult means hidden. And they rely upon the hidden powers that run this world. And in the Bible, you can find that in Ephesians chapter 6. The powers, principalities, that our struggle is not against human beings or human flesh, but against these invisible beings who exist. Now, using dualism conjures them. It invites them. So, in a way, when you're looking at the experiment that's being done, it's really just the usage of occult powers. Now, don't get me wrong, there's definitely a semi-scientific aspect to a lot of what is done in this hoax-lie system, but the ultimate power of the hoax-lie system is in the dualism.
It's going to work. I knew it would.
It's a bore, old man. The committee. They want to break down on all we know. You, me, Arthur, the colonel, everybody. Suspected security leak, apparently. All the files you've seen, the projects you know about, just headings, not details. This phone is scrambled and I've got a recorder. Might as well tell me now. You must not ask me that.
I'm not. It's the committee that's asking.
Okay, so the one in front of you with the stripes obviously is someone who's completely and totally brainwashed. And that individual is just repeating what the insane, mad doctor is telling him to say. Now, in a way, that's just exactly like the mass media. And people are just like the one holding the yellow phone. In fact, in many of the stories, they now show people with their cell phones. And everybody's gathered around some fake event with their cell phones. Why? Because they're going to just simply say what the master told them to say. That is, what the mass media told them happened there. And so they just simply repeat what they were told to repeat. And that's one significance of the number 33. It's the second 3 in the series of 1, 2, 3. 3, 33. In other words, 1 is the story, 2 is the hook to get you interested, and 3 is when you make it yours. It's mine. I believe it. Whatever I saw on television, I believe it. And then the other 3 is when you repeat it like a minor bird. And you do exactly what's being done here.
I'm not. It's the committee that's asking.
Who's that? Who is that? Who is that? It's Dutton. Hello. Are you there?
It's Dutton. Hello. Are you there?
You must stop. You'll damage the brain, then we'll all be...
Stop! Get that man back to the hospital.
Number 6 was about to talk.
Don't you believe it?
Notice where he came from. The man came from the hospital. And where's McGillen? The hospital. It makes you ask some questions about what does go on in those facilities.
He'd have died first. You can't force it out of this man. He's not like the others.
I would have made him talk. Every man has his breaking point.
I don't want him broken. He must be won over. It may seem a long process to your practical mind, but this man has a future with us. There are other ways.
Okay, now that's interesting because number 2 says, this man, meaning Patrick McGowan, number 6, has a future with us. And that's always what it's about. The hoax lie system wants to win people over so that they come into the hoax lie system. Now, a lot of people are won over through what we call and we know as secret societies. And those secret societies win them over. Now, how is it they win them over? Well, they explain to them that there's perks. There's positive things that you can get out of this. You can make more money in your job. You can be exempt from things that other people are required to do. You'll have a friend in need whenever you're in trouble. Things like that. So they join the secret society. Primarily, I'm talking about the Masons, but not exclusively. Sometimes college fraternities. And the fraternities are an introduction into a bigger secret society so that they get their perks. And they want people that are in positions of authority and positions of wealth. So the idea is don't destroy them, win them. We want them for our side. So there's only 2 sides in this life. You're either for Christ or against Christ. You're either of Christ's spirit or antichrist spirit. Now, I'm sorry, there's no in between. And many people want to find an in between, or they want to find their own mixture. But the truth of the matter is You're either with Christ or you're against Christ. And of course, the whole village is a village set up that is antichrist. And Patrick McGoohan, or number 6, is a Christ-like figure and also displays the idea of doing things correctly, doing things according to what God wants. Now, it's not always that clear that Patrick McGoohan represents that, but it's what I see.
Good morning. It's another lovely day.
Okay, so he's back home. They experimented on him. They tried to get into his subconscious, and the announcer tells him it's another lovely day. And it's like the mass media is thrown in your face, whether you want it or not. And I remember when I first got out of the hoax-lie system, how I intentionally got away from any place that had the mass media on. And one such place would be places like McDonald's, or any place where they have television sets blaring at you so you can eat your food and watch your TV at the same time. And I tried my best to get away from that. So Patrick McGoohan, whether he wants it or not, number 6, mass media is thrown right in his face as soon as he gets up. It's a beautiful day. Well, maybe it wasn't for him. He just had those electrodes on his skull.
Rise and shine, life for living.
How did I sleep?
Sound as a bell.
Now, once again, back to the idea of Alexa in your home or any computer device that people are talking to. I shared with you in another video how I went to someone's home where they were talking to the computer to do things. Now, I'm not familiar with this. I don't have one. I don't want one. I don't recommend it. But it's really weird. People talk to a computer or a device in a room. And so he's fully aware that he's being monitored, and on that screen is number 2 watching him. So he asked her, how did I sleep? Almost like as if number 2 is in bed with him. But number 2 is just omnipresent and omniscient. Omnipresent means everywhere. Omniscient means knowing everything.
Nice day. Feel free.
Okay, the chair that number 2 sits in, or all the number 2 people sit in, it's kind of like a human eyeball. Like they're all seeing all the time, and you can't get away from them because they see everything and know everything. And notice how in their filming of this, they blended the physical room of where number 2 is residing and the flat or the apartment of number 6. It's almost like as if she's living with him, but she's not physically present in that flat or in that apartment. The all total surveillance of society. We have entered into it, basically.
Yes. Splendid. no trouble. Just a matter of time. Tomorrow night, we're preparing for it now. Yes, I wish you could come too.
Okay, I think that was number 1 that number 2 is talking to, who is the ruler over everything.
Good morning.
Don't tell me that time travel is in it as well.
A woman is always impatient to wear a new dress. How do I look?
Different from the others. The maids come and they go.
We'll get along.
I'm sure you get along with everybody.
I've got a good mind to report you.
I'm new here.
Special delivery.
Okay, if you're familiar with Mr. Rogers, Mr. McFeely, special delivery. That's a whole nother set of videos, Mr. Rogers. What went on with that? But anyhow, special delivery.
Your number here, number 6.
Okay, I'm going to stop right there, and we'll pick it up in another video. Thank you for watching. End of video.